like they are cut out for the job because they are about to bump into a Vet 1 Volksgrenadier squad in the back rows. And we'll see where this fight goes. I'm going to take a quick peek over here to see that Vampire has captured this munitions point, and this fuel depot is going down for him as well. Rifleman squad having a quick little skirmish here. Looks like they do, both sides do have yellow cover, but we have MP40s and a close range right now, along with all of the health upgrades and accuracy upgrades. It looks like, unfortunately, the Riflemen are going to take some serious casualties here, and this is a pretty good example of not only the MP40's effectiveness, but also, to some extent, the army item effect that can sometimes have. So, looks like these Volksgrenadiers are now going to go and capture some of these points that were just left behind. And meanwhile, we still have Vampire here with a solid control of the middle of the game. Camp for Craft Center up here, and looks like just the infantry vet was the first one up there, it looks like. Meanwhile, not too much else going on here. Sorry, we do have a Sturm Armory up as well. I'm going to go ahead and take a look back at Vampire while we're at it. We do have a Stug coming out, undoubtedly a hero Stug, which we so frequently see. Anti-tank gun moving up, not a bad move for sure. Infantry coming up here on the right. Couple of mines out there. Grenadiers kind of slugging it out. Looks like his riflemen were able to decap this point and retreat. Unfortunately, nothing further for that, and I bet these Grenadiers are going to have no problem just walking right up and capping that again. Although, you know, we do have a Sniper HMG pairing over here, which could make this a little bit more difficult for him. Thankfully, the pack is cloaked, which is one of its main advantages about avoiding sniping. Here comes the Sniper. We'll see. He may be just hunting around. It looks like now the Terror Officer is getting dangerously close. Terror Officer has good sight range, and definitely is going to be able to put some pressure on that Sniper, who just barely gets away at a few hit points. But Terror Officer, great anti-sniper. He can just walk right up, cap him in the head with a little Luger. Fatherland HMG team doing its thing. And Terror Officer just kind of going deep in enemy cover. These guys are really fun to play. The hard thing about them is they require a lot of micro, and it's very easy to get distracted and to focus entirely on what they're doing. You can see, here we go, level 2 accomplished Stug coming out, and we do have a Calliope. Oh, my favorite armored unit. Of course, everybody's favorite armored unit. Well, you know, some people like the Pershing too, of course. We're gonna have to see what the Terror Officer comes up with. He's undoubtedly just about to call down a firestorm somewhere. He's got a great target over here. He's got a great target back there, if you can see it. I mean, obviously the tank, but not always as effective against tanks. Much better against infantry. We've got Stugs and packs for that sort of thing. And we have a beautiful, beautiful close combat, you know, close range Calliope just kind of right in his face, completely decimating that Fatherland HMG team. Look at the range on that gun, by the way. Doop-a-doo. Terror Officer, there he goes, calling down the firestorm right on the anti-tank gun. He was desperately running away. It looks like he just barely got out of the range of that. Auto repair up for his mechanized units. And this machine gun team here is just holding its own at the moment, being kind of pecked away at by this pack anti-tank gun back here. But as you know, packs are not really terribly effective against infantry, so neither are they very accurate. Just kind of firing away there for a little bit. Infantry squads pushing back out, backed up by a Greyhound, and with his wounded rifleman trying to cap and recap some of these side areas here. But you can see that Vampire's just doing a great job defending all this stuff. Berger's Panzer Pioneers, the other good thing that they can really do is they can drop really good cheap mines, is what we see him doing here. They have minus like 40%, I think, to the cost of mines, and they can construct them really quickly. So that's definitely makes up for their inability. We got some mines being placed here as well by nystromARM. Very, very wounded Sniper moving out here, still looking for some more kills. Only at about 5 kills at the moment. And that is, of course, a different Sniper. The other guy we saw had 6, I believe. But I should stop making too many calls like that, because, you know, I missed these details as well. There's a lot going on here. Now we see the cloaking action of the Terror Officer. I sort of like this ability, but I sort of don't. And maybe this is my inability to play Terror very effectively, but I often find that it's not that effective to cloak because what is the oops here? I think he was just getting some fire put on him by this Terror Officer who was capping him. And Terror Officer is going to be standing his ground, but he really needs to get out of there. Looks like he's trying to pull out his pistol. Nope, just reloading, and he gets completely capped. So I think the Terror Officer was putting a little bit of pressure on these riflemen back here. Anyhow, what I was saying is the mass cloak ability is fun, and I think the biggest problem I have is that usually the units in there are constantly decloaking and constantly firing and breaking, cloaking, and all that. So really, you don't really... It's not so much an area of effect cloak, it's more like a phasing of people just coming and going in and out of cloaking. It's kind of chaotic, but maybe we'll see a little bit of that later. But meanwhile, the Terror Officer doesn't care about any of that. He's just sneaking up here, looking for targets, looking for stuff that he can take out for free. Calliope is moving up here. You have the Stug over there. I have managed, once again, to select the barracks through my favorite little bug ever. Right there, yep, you can see this part of the map. I can just click and grab a barracks. Who knows? Oh, here we go, yet again, trying the Firestorm on the artillery gun. Oh, it looks like the Calliope's getting in some of the action. Bam! Firestorm. Little mini Firestorm from the Terror Officer. Perfect there. And the machine gun team having to bail out. Vet 2 Volksgrenadiers, really upgraded. We've got... Inspired Zeal active for Vampire. Going to go ahead and switch back to his view at the moment here. And our sniper here is making a name for himself. Still really wounded, but getting kills left and right there. Vet 1 Rifleman coming in to kind of go against these troops, and unfortunately they are taking a ton of damage. Tons of damage. Oh, it looks like I am actually getting a little bit of lag. Trying to figure out why that's going on. We'll just click away for a minute and hope that goes past for a second. But yeah, so... pretty good stuff here. Like I said, interesting. It's always interesting to see these terror commanders and to see how well they get used, because you know, I love seeing them out there. There we go. Looks like we just kind of chugged through that little bit there. But they're very fragile units and very micro-intensive, and I think that they're entertaining to watch at the very least. Whether or not they are the best choice for every player, I don't know, but from an observational standpoint, very entertaining. Burger's Pioneers here are going to have to get out of there. And now we see the giant King Tiger came in while I was busy lagging out and missing all of that detail. Huge King Tiger on the field, driving on up. And this Sherman Calliope has got to get the heck out of there. AT guns are going to take some parting blows here at this accomplished Stug. They should be able to get that out, although he's just driving out of their range of fire. He's so wounded, and the sticky bomb is on the King Tiger. Will it slow it down enough? And it goes off and does no damage. So the King Tiger now completely annihilating that anti-tank gun. The Stug looks like it's going to be able to back off. Charred remains of a Calliope here, and unfortunately I think these commander abilities are just going to drive the game home for Vampire. Not unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately for Nystrom at least. Because I feel for the guy. He would love to be able to show up here with his own Pershings, but of course, you know, he's just leveling a casualty account, and doesn't have any more commander abilities to employ at this moment. But putting up a great fight for the meantime. Grenadiers up here in the upper right, not to be forgotten, busy capping away. And we're going to see this King Tiger kind of patrol around, make sure it can support the rest of its units. Although, I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that it isn't just kind of charging in. You know, I'm usually against that, but he has such a clear advantage here. As soon as he gets some reinforcements, you could almost just do a direct base assault, especially backed up by a Terror Officer, maybe to drop down some Firestorm on any sort of sticky bombing rifleman or anything like that. Second Terror Officer here, up here on the left, so we do have just commander abilities all over the field. Lots of Vet 2, very scary Volksgrenadiers at this point. You know, Volksgrenadiers by themselves, without a lot of army items or Vet or upgrades or all that, are not terribly, you know, they're not terribly scary. Riflemen tend to outproduce them, or outperform them. But in this case, we do have some seriously brutal-looking Volksgrenadiers here. We have the King Tiger moving up now, taking some parting shots at apparently the HMG team, but more likely the charred remains of the Calliope. We're going to have to bail out here with the rest of the Grenadiers. HMG team now is going to have to continually reproduce. Getting some good shots off with this anti-tank gun, but unfortunately this thing is just made out of solid steel. And just shots bouncing away off of it constantly. Sniper moving back out here with 8 kills, still completely wounded. We never really saw a triage tent or anything like that. I don't know that he necessarily ever needed it too much, but that never happened. Looks like he went ahead and rebuilt his barracks too. If you recall, that was destroyed early on by some pressure by early armor and Firestorm from the, or the little mini Firestorm from Terror Officer. Boom! Nice looking shot there, doing some serious terrain damage by the King Tiger. Oh, and we have the Terror Officer finally putting that wounded sniper out of his misery. Just capping. Terror Officer getting a little ambitious here. I think he needs to get the hell out of there. He's retreating now, thankfully, towards towards the King Tiger. Always a good direction to retreat. And his HP regen will take care of him. Vampire, in the meantime, exchanging some serious blows here, and we do have a good game from nystromARM. So, good game by Nystrom. Again, a little bit of a casual match here, but two highly skilled players, so entertaining nonetheless. I am Harlequin Coho. Thanks again. Have a good night, good game, good luck.